So it's Twilight at Keeler Gardens. We often do videos during the day in the bright sun, and we thought it might be interesting to do a little video at twilight so you can see what the garden looks like at different times of day. So we're going to start here from one side. We've been really featuring the rose gardens, and we're just going to do the whole arbor, and we're going to walk you through the property at twilight. So I know that some of the plants won't be exactly visible, but you'll get a really good feel for what the garden looks like at twilight. Notice how certain plants, like the lady's mantle here, really shine at night. Their color really stands out. And then, well, all the different greens also are distinct. The different size of plant leaves and textures. The variegated are brighter, the peonies are darker. And then the flowers, depending on their tone, also stand out. And then notice how the white toned plants give a little extra special something. And then can you catch the little river of blue in the back? Isn't that sweet? So we'll move over to the front here where our spirea that we've featured in the past. This is the magic carpet. Again, it's got a lighter tone leaf, so it shines even at night. And then more variegated foliage here. And we'll make our way into the back. And we're going to go through the arbor with all the beautiful roses, which are quite stunning even at twilight because they're such a light color. And as we walk down Peony Row here, we'll see all the peonies and the goings on down the side path. Now the peonies are just about done now, you know, because it's getting later into the year. It's nice to see peonies this late in the year. So we'll take advantage of some little bit of light here in the background. Our little herb and vegetable garden going here. And then in the back, again, notice how the little dots of color sort of sparkle in the twilight. The coreopsis is going to come up yellow, and you can see the buds. See how they sort of like pop gold? And then we put some alyssum in with the rose garden. That's one of the ground covers that work well with roses. And see how that white just brightens everything up for a twilight space? And then we leave the seed pods on the allium because they're white and they brighten up the space. And then look at, you can see the beacon of the Stelladora daylily. And it's dim, so the darker colored plants aren't as visible, but we've got some sages coming up here. And then this is our native space, and it will be blooming soon. And if we can catch them, there are some fireflies in the garden at this hour, this twilight hour. Did you catch that? Wasn't that? Let's see if we can aim for it. There they go. There they are. I'll just aim a little around and see if we can grab them. There they are. They're few, but they're sweet little guys. So, and then in the back, this beacon of white, the hydrangea, and then we see the wisteria going crazy over, and then we're back here to another variegated, and notice the lamb's ear in the background, and in the front here, the little drops of dianthus speckling the front. And then our shade garden, of course, again, different textures, different tones of green, but lots of green. And notice our hardy hosta, again, another beacon. It has a chartreuse leaf. We'll do a quick turn around here. And then again, a fading peony, but then our whole shade garden is very lively too at this twilight time. And there's reflection off the cream colored wall here, so it's actually brighter on this side even though it's the shade garden. So again, pops of white at night, pops of chartreuse brighten up the garden. We'll see if we can catch another. There's another firefly for you. Notice some reds here, and we have a whole bunch of hydrangeas. These are macrophyllus, so they're going to bloom blue, so we have the accented blue flame there too. And notice in the background here, this is heavy shade. Although bright, we've got a few little guys trying to make their way back here. We just planted those. We'll see how they turn out. And then our shade garden's growing really well here. You can see, again, another pop of color that really shows off at night. The hydrangea is fading, the climbing hydrangea. But just as it fades away, the raspberries are coming. It's covered in raspberries. We're going to very carefully back out of this area without tripping and falling. That's all raspberry plants right there, so that's going to be stunning. And then we look up, and even though it's late at night, that red is still quite the beacon. We're hoping for hummingbirds with all this red. So we've taken you for a little twilight tour. We'll focus here. See again, I don't know if you can see because it's a little dark, but this is lavender. Look at that. Can you see it? Because it's a little dark. And then our red roses. But again, later at night, it's the whites and the different textures that really pop. We have a couple accents here that are nicely lit because of the light off the door. And then you can see the deck plantings. And then we'll take you for the whole space. You can see what it looks like at twilight. Did we catch a couple little fireflies there too? There's just a couple of them floating around. I would love for you to be able to see them. There it goes. There, we got a couple fireflies. So that's the space, twilight space. We'll take you up. We have a lovely bird bath here that the birds are actively using, aggressively using. We have some new plantings coming up. See if I can focus on them. Look at the red of that caladium. I know it's dark. And then we've got just a few other pots and whatnots up here that are filling the space. And then when we sit on the deck, we have this wonderful view of everything. And again, some reds here in hopes of hummingbirds. And that's what's going on right now, Twilight at Keeler Gardens. So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the view. If you have questions, or if you want to learn anything more about Keeler Gardens, just leave me a comment. We'll have some new information and some updates coming up soon. Thanks for taking a tour with us of Keeler Gardens.